In this video, we're gonna be going over the new top 5 fastest killing guns here in Modern Warfare 2 Season 2. If you guys are trying to increase your KD ratio and secure your first MGB nuke, these class setups will help you achieve that. If you guys do enjoy, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn those post notifications. Let's get right into it. So for the first class setup, we're taking a look at the new HEMLOCK DLC weapon. This is a brand new assault rifle that if you have not yet unlocked, do it immediately. It's a mixture of the CR56 AMAX from Modern Warfare 2019 as well as the good old classic ACR. It's incredible. Now for the first attachment, we are going to put on the Phantom Grip to increase that sprint to fire speed as well as aim down sight speed, so we can snap on the players, get that first shot, and get us that kill. Now for the tuning, we are going to increase the sprint to fire speed to -0.35 as well as the aim down sight speed at -0.65 to drastically increase that close range handling. Now we're going to be skipping over the stocks because these attachments are not going to be helping us out at all for this specific assault rifle build. Now for the optic, we are going to rock the Cronin Mini Pro, which is perfect because we have a blue dot picture. We can very easily go out at those medium to longer ranges, and that's where this AR is going to dominate from. Now for the tuning, we are going to increase the aim down sight speed to -2.90, and we're leaving the eye position alone. Now we are going to go ahead and skip over the lasers because these are not going to help this AR at all. This is a more long range build. So we're going to jump right over to the barrel, and we're going to rock the Fiedler T50 to drastically increase that damage range, bullet velocity, hip fire accuracy, and much needed recoil control, so we can go full auto across the map without having to worry about a single thing. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up the aim down sight speed to -0.27 as well as the recoil steadiness at +0.39. We have the best of both worlds here, close range as well as long ranges. Now we are going to rock a muzzle, which is going to be the Echoless 80. Absolutely perfect if you guys are trying to go for higher gun streaks and secure your first MGB nuke. We're going to have that sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and added recoil smoothness to make this weapon incredibly easy to use at longer ranges. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up the bullet velocity at +0.74, and we're also going to increase that recoil smoothness at +1.04. Now for the final attachment, we are going to go over to the underbarrel, and we're going to select the FTAC 56 to completely smooth out that recoil pattern, giving us a no recoil laser beam. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up the aim walking speed at -0.35 as well as additional recoil stabilization at +0.62. Once you guys go ahead and build this class setup and jump into the firing range, you're gonna be incredibly happy because we do have a relatively quick ADS, and I mean, look, the gun has no recoil, super easy to use. Main of the build is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and my custom perk packet set up for double time scavenger, resupply because the reload is fast, as well as quick fix, and for the field upgrades we have pro enabled with munitions box as well as dead silence. Go ahead and just set up a try. It's absolutely amazing. The HEMLOCK is a must use here in Modern Warfare 2 Season 2. Now for class number 2, we're taking a look at the KV Broadside, another brand new DLC weapon here in Season 2. Now it's no surprise that these two new weapons are absolute meta, and it's crazy because it's the first time that I'm actually recommending a shotgun under the top 5 category, because this weapon literally is beyond broken right now. For the class setup, we're taking a look at the rear grip here. Now you can see we're actually not running any attachments because these are not going to be necessary for our specific loadout. Now we're going to go ahead and put on a bolt, which is going to be the Dash Bolt 60 to bump up the fire rate so we can spray and pray, spam this weapon, and literally mow down the entire enemy team seriously without even trying. Now we cannot tune this. We're now going to rock the stock attachment, which is going to be the stockless, no stock here, the VOK, allowing us to bump up that aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, as well as hip recoil control. Everything we need on a run and gun aggressive build, and a shotgun that has ridiculously long range, and honestly, it probably shouldn't have as much range as it does. Now, obviously, we're going to skip over the optic here. It's a shotgun. These are going to be completely useless and pointless to equip. We are gonna rock a laser, which is gonna be the VOK LZR 7 milliwatt to bump up that aim down sight speed, aiming stability, as well as sprint to fire speed. This is gonna be a great attachment here for this shotgun build. And right after the season 2 update, we are now able to tune lasers. So we're gonna increase the aim down sight speed to negative 42.77 feet, as well as increase that sprint to fire speed at negative 0.44. Now, once we go ahead and do that, we're gonna go over to the barrel and we're gonna rock the Gunner D20 to drastically increase the damage range, bullet velocity, hip fire accuracy, which is gonna be huge, as well as recoil control. Now for the tuning, all we're gonna do is bump up the damage range some more at plus 0.28, as well as increase that aim walking speed at negative 0.21. We want aim walking speed because we want to walk around aim down sights when available, so we can get a longer one-shot kill potential. And then finally, we're gonna skip over the muzzle. These are all worthless, the underbarrels as well, the ammunition types, and we're gonna jump right over to the magazine and we're gonna equip the Overkill 25 shell drum. Once you guys go ahead and equip all these attachments and tune them properly, you're gonna see here that this shotgun, I mean, has a ridiculous far one-shot kill range. And I mean, look at the spam potential here. This should not be allowed. It's insane how good this actually is. Again, look at the one-shot kill range. Stupid, just straight stupid. When the setup is gonna be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and for the custom perk package, we have double time scavenger, resupply, as well as quick fix. And then finally for the field upgrades, we are gonna rock munitions box, as well as dead silence. Go ahead and use this setup right now. If you have not dropped a nuke, or you're just trying to go ahead and get a lot of kills, maybe go ahead and jump into shipment or shoot house. You're going to destroy everybody you come across with this KV broadside setup. It's gonna be very fun, and you're gonna get a lot of people upset. Now for class number 3, we're gonna take a look at the trusty handy dandy KASTOV 74U. I don't know how they didn't go ahead and adjust this weapon in this update, but since they didn't, we're gonna go ahead and revisit it. And if you guys are trying to get an MGB nuke with some weapons that maybe you don't have to go ahead and unlock, this is definitely gonna be a great option even in season 2 of Modern Warfare 2. Now for the rear grip, we are gonna rock the True Tack grip to bump up that sprint to fire speed, as well as aim down sight speed. A fantastic attachment on the 74U, allowing us to go ahead and destroy players at close range, as long as they don't have the KV broadside. Now for the tuning, we are gonna bump up that sprint to fire speed at negative 0.35, and we're also gonna increase the aim down sight speed to negative 0.74, again to drastically increase that close range handling. We are gonna rock a stock, and it's gonna be the Ultra Zat stock to increase aim walking speed and much needed sprint speed, overall making this AR feel more like a submachine gun, but still have that punch at longer ranges. Now for the tuning, we are gonna bump up the aim walking speed at negative 1.16, and we're also gonna adjust the aim down sight speed at negative 1.94, an absolutely amazing attachment and tune combination on this assault rifle. Now we're gonna skip over the optic because the iron sights are crystal clear, super easy to use. And we're also gonna go ahead and skip over the laser here because these are not gonna help us out for this specific class setup. Instead, we're gonna go ahead and jump right over to the barrel, which is gonna be the BR209 barrel to bump up that movement speed as well as aim down sight speed. Overall, a fantastic attachment on this weapon, again, kind of strengthening its close and medium range capabilities here. Now for the tuning, we are gonna bump up the aim down sight speed at negative 0.34, as well as the aim walking speed at negative 0.10. Again, we're gonna bump up that close range handling. We don't need recoil status increase because this weapon is literally going to have 0 recoil. We are gonna put on a muzzle, which is gonna be the Echoless 80, gonna be perfect with that sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, as well as recoil smoothness. Overall gonna help us out at those close ranges, getting in and out of their spawn and building a quick streak, and also helping us out at long ranges with all those additional range benefits, those being velocity, range, and smoothness. Now for the tuning, we are gonna bump up the velocity some more at plus 0.84, and we're also gonna adjust the aim down sight speed at negative 1.17. Now to wrap up this class setup, we are gonna go to the underbarrel and we're gonna rock the F-Tac Tiger Grip to smooth out that recoil pattern and also add additional hipfire accuracy and more stability. For the tuning, we are gonna increase the aim walking speed almost all the way down to negative 0.37, as well as increasing the aim down sight speed at negative 0.44. Jumping into the firing range, we're very happy. We're gonna have a very fast ADS AR. No recoil, man. All my builds are based around no recoil and fast ADS, because that's how you set up weapons properly here at Modern Warfare 2. Then the setup is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and for my custom perk package, I have on double time scavenger, resupply, the reload is fast, as well as quick fix. And then obviously for our field upgrades, we have a munitions box as well as dead silence. Definitely a solid class setup. It's tried and true. It was good in season 0, season 1, and even better here in season 2. Now for class number 4, we're taking a look at the TAC 56. Now, this is going to be one of the easiest to use weapons in the game next to the KV broadside as well as the ISO HEMLOCK. It's going to be a gun, again, you don't have to go ahead and unlock. So if you're looking for a setup you could just immediately use right now, definitely go ahead and give this a try. Now, for the attachments, we are going to rock the demo clean shot grip to bump up that sprint to fire speed as well as aim down sight speed. You can't go wrong here, man. Everything you need to do with an assault rifle is going to be based around fast ADS, low recoil, as well as maximizing damage. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up that sprint to fire speed at negative 0.19, and we're also going to adjust the aim down sight speed at negative 0.26. Now we are going to go ahead and rock a stock here, which is going to be the TV Cardinal stock. Definitely a great attachment on this assault rifle, allowing us to have increased aim walking speed as well as sprint speed. Let's go ahead and equip this. It's still amazing here in season 2, and honestly, I can see this being a meta setup for the remainder of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. For the tuning, we are going to bump up that aim walking speed at negative 1.55, as well as increasing that aim down sight speed at negative 1.81. We are not running an optic. The iron sights are crystal clear, and we're also not running a laser. These are not going to help out this medium to long range AR. And believe it or not, we are not running a barrel here either, because none of these are going to be increasing that range and the recoil control significantly. So we're not going to go ahead and rock this at all. Now we are going to rock a muzzle, which is going to be the Eclipse 80. You guys know the drill. We rock this on all of our ARs because it does everything we need to do for the TAC 56. And for the tuning, we are going to bump up that bullet velocity at plus 0.45, as well as that aim down sight speed at negative 0.45. We're going to go ahead and mirror these two. Now, recoil smoothness is going to be irrelevant. This gun doesn't have any by default, so we're going to go ahead and capitalize on aim down sight. Now, for the underbarrel, we are going to rock the FTAC 56. Again, obviously, to smooth out that recoil pattern, making this weapon incredibly easy to use at those medium to longer ranges. And for the tuning, we are going to bump up the aim walking speed at negative 0.18, as well as stabilization at plus 0.46, because this is actually going to drastically improve our long range handling, even though this weapon does have little recoil. In the final, we are going to go ahead and put on a magazine, which is going to be the 60 round magazine, because we have an open attachment slot. And once you guys jump into the firing range, you're going to see that even though we are running a magazine here, it's still going to have a quick ADS and no recoil. You can't go wrong with it. Man, the setup is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and for my custom perk package, I have on double time scavenger, good old resupply, as well as quick fix. And then finally for the field upgrades, I have a munitions box as well as dead silence. You can't go wrong with this. It is amazing, and the TAC 56 is always going to be a solid choice under the AR category. And then finally for class setup number 5, taking a look at the LACHMANN sub. Because the Fennec 45 and the Vaznev got nerfed, this is going to be the new Big Daddy SMG, and honestly, I cannot wait to go ahead and see the meta shift. For the tuning, we are going to go ahead and adjust the rear grip here. You see, we have the recoil controlling LACHMANN TC10 grip. Now, for the tuning here, we are going to go ahead and bump up the sprint to fire speed at negative 0.42, as well as adjusting the recoil steadiness at plus 0.74. Let's go ahead and give this a try. It's going to be amazing on this SMG, and honestly mandatory to keep the vertical recoil down. Now we are going to rock a stock, which is going to be the stockless mod here, going ahead and drastically improving our capabilities at destroying people at medium to close range with the submachine gun. We're going to have increased aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, as well as additional hip recoil control. Unfortunately, we cannot tune this attachment. Now, we are not running an optic on this class setup because the iron sights are crystal clear, very easy to use. We are going to jump right over to the laser, and we're going to equip the VOK LZR 7 milliwatt laser to increase that aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and much needed sprint to fire speed, so we can destroy players at close to medium ranges. Now for the tuning, we are gonna bump up the sprint to fire speed to -0.31, and we're also gonna adjust the aim down sight speed to -41.13 feet in order to drastically, and I mean drastically, increase that close range handling. To help this out, we're gonna rock a barrel, which is gonna be the Falcon barrel, bumping up the movement speed and even more aim down sight speed. This is what we need to do on the LACHMANN sub, make it a close range monster to replace the Fennec 45 as well as the Vaznev 9K. For the tuning, we are gonna bump up the aim down sight speed almost all the way down to -0.37, as well as that recoil steadiness. We're gonna bump this up to +0.23. Definitely a great attachment and tune combination on this submachine gun. We're skipping over the muzzle, the underbarrel, as well as ammunition, and we're gonna jump right over to the magazine and rock that 40-round mag, so we have extra ammo to take out the entire enemy team. Once we go ahead and build this class setup and tune it, I mean, look at this, y'all. Lightning quick and still very, very manageable, even at those medium to longer ranges. Man of the build is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and for my custom perk package, I have on double time scavenger, resupply, as well as quick fix. And then obviously for the field upgrades, I have on munitions box as well as dead silence. Give this class setup a try. It is amazing, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. This is going to be the top 5 fastest killing guns here in Modern Warfare 2 Season 2, man. If you guys check out 2 class setups, I want you guys to go ahead and run. It's definitely going to be the ISO HEMLOCK as well as the KV broadside. These weapons are wildly overpowered, and they're currently running the Season 2 meta. If you guys do tear it up and end up dropping, let's say, an MGB nuke or at least a high kill death ratio gameplay, leave it down in the comment section of this video. And as always, make sure you guys drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, and turn those post notifications. It's been your boy Ears, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.